Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one on tap between America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team that wins.
Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Let's make these babies cry.
A play fake. Now Cunningham. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll pull it down. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 40.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him. And he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And when you see a ranking like number 4 in the league against the pass, that's a testament to both their defensive coordinator and the general manager that crafted this unit, and now they're out executing.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Cunningham. Flush to his right. He'll hit Jackson complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 13-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the play call. Roll him out. Give him a chance to run it or throw it. In this situation, he decided to fling it, but couldn't find his man open.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Dancing to his left. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Cunningham. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny with the offensive...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
To try here for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Go now, H.E. Gator. 59. I'm going to run you over.
Running right, it's Dorsett. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Down, 18 Gator. Oh, here we go.
To throw again on second down. White eluding the pressure right. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. He got 29 yards that time. Cowboys and Eagles, of course, such a great rivalry. Last year, the Cowboys got the better of the Eagles both times that they met, with Philly coming off their Super Bowl title. But in weeks 10 and 14, it was Dallas beating Philly by a single possession. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Now White. Gonna throw on 3rd and goal. Flushed out right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. From 8 yards out, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Point after, right down the middle, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And he's been fun to watch run the football. We know he can pass, but using his legs effectively here in this one.
No doubt about it. Watch him maneuver in the pocket, out of the pocket, making the plays that he's making, which are breaking down the defense. I thought back to when we had our morning jog before the game, and I couldn't keep up with you. Those legs, they're valuable for his team.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Cunningham to throw. Flush to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. 27 yards there, a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Off play action, it's Cunningham. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll let this go for the end zone. Back in the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful. I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rounding, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Hard to believe, but the regular season's starting to draw to a close. We've got the final Sunday night game of the year coming up later tonight. Matt Nagy and the Bears hosting his mentor, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be a good one from Frigid Soldier Field. And then tomorrow night, the final Monday night game of the year, Packers and Vikings from Minneapolis. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. Now it's Dorsett. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Dorsett. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. White. That's complete. Right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. And his kick here is good. And they're back within a touchdown at 17-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
So the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. They'll get 6 on the dump-off, but it'll bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
It's a net of 40 there. Punt of 48 and a return of 8. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Forced out to his left. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
They'll run. It's Dorsett. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball.
He's got a man, complete. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
An opening there on that 1st down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. And that looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. White now, off the bootleg, escaping the pressure right. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 25-yard line.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. From the 24, White, they'll buy some time right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near...
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. From 3 yards out, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as it kicks away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And for them right now, not a done deal. So they are holding down one of the final wild card spots. And with 2 weeks to go, there are others kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And imagine what the talk has been all week within their locker room. And it's really, let's rely on ourselves because they could get help and still get to the playoffs. But who wants that? Go out, win the game, take care of things yourself, and then you don't have anything else to worry about.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Cunningham looking to throw.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Cunningham from the gun. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Eluding the pressure right. Completes it to Quinn. That one good for 26 and a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Flushed out right. That is incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass and you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Flush to his right. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And an alley to run. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and a Dallas first down. Now White with a first down throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. He is going to find Hill here. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 34-yard line. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. He's back to throw. Dorsett making the catch. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Got it. Check, 59. Double dog. That's the way. Shoot.
They'll run the draw with Dorsett. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep for... And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 35.
Dude, we can't be stopped. You see me out here. That's right. We can't be
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Now White gets this one to Hill. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
18 Gator. Quit talking about it and bring it.
White on 3rd down. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. This one wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and that changes everything here in OT. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules remind us how to... So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. And they hand it off to Dorsett. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. On the give, this is Dorsett. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And a costly, costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
It doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. And to give this time to the tailback. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Philadelphia, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field.